come in 4-0, Black Knights 3-0. Ren, tell us about your season leading up until this point.
We opened up with Mitchell winning that game, 42-8, something like that. Then we turned around and played Mount Heritage. At Mount Heritage, it was a 22-18 game, and then last week we played Cherokee, winning 41-6. So pretty good start to the season.
Yeah, good start. I think a lot of that has to do with some of your athletes. I know number 4 and some of those Cameron Allison and some of those other guys. Why don't you tell us about the guys that kind of make this team what they are?
So I've got 19 freshmen on my team this year, I think. Cameron Allison's one of them. He plays offense, defense, a little bit everywhere. Benton Gibby is another one of my leaders, number 24. He mostly weak side linebacker, and he rotates in. I don't call my backfield starters. I've got 3 or 4 guys they can be the starter at any time. Gibby, Allison, Elijah Kirkland, who also plays strong side defensive end. He plays a lot of fullback for me. And then I've got several other young guys. Well, not young guys, but I mean guys that can play as well. I've got about 6 or 7 backs that are really fast and really good. And Braden Lane, I can't not say him, number 14 on my defense. He's my middle linebacker who's a heck of a playmaker. I've only been playing football now for 2 years.
So what are we going to see Thursday night when you guys line it up? You guys take the approach of the same, run the same varsity offense, same type of scheme, or you guys kind of mix in your own things at the JV level?
Oh, well, Coach Walsh, I try to stick with. Coach Walsh has proven to have success over the years, so yeah. I try my best to stick with what he done. Actually, our midget team does it now too. The midget coach often comes and watches. Give a shout out to Josiah Phillips, who he comes and watches our practices almost every day, and he's been incorporating Coach Walsh's scheme with our youth programs, and it's really been paying dividends on my end. But you'll see the multiple formations, his pro I, spread it out a little bit some, and run it between the tackles like Coach Walsh does.
So you mentioned Coach Walsh. What about your coaching staff? What does it look like? Who makes up you guys on the sideline?
Colton McClung, who calls my defense, he's been with me every year I've been a head coach except one. And Cody George coaches offensive line, defensive line. And we brought in Coach Sean Lakey. He moved back home. He was at Swain for a few years, moved down to Florida when we were younger. Now he's back home, and he's coaching secondary and helps with the offensive line. And he's been a really, really good addition. Bringing in some new insights and new ideas. It's really helped us out this year.
What do you expect to see on Thursday night? I know you messaged me. You said most talent you've seen from both teams in a long time. So is this seems kind of like a game, even though it's a JV game, that could it's got varsity talent on both sides.
I coached middle school track last year and watched all these kids on Murphy's team and our team just really run really fast and break lots of records. I know the Robbinsville kids, we were breaking records left and right, and the Murphy kids were the ones doing battle with us. And looking at, number 3 on Murphy's team, and Anthony, 31, I think, 31, 32. He's a big, strong line. We got 3 good, strong backs and a quarterback who can sling it. And Murphy's lines looks like a traditional Murphy line where the guards pull really well and they've got good size with them. And, with my guys, we've got the most speed I've ever had. I'll be completely frank with you. They are really, really fast. From Cameron all the way through my skill positions. I think I've had 10 different kids score touchdowns this year.
Wow.
I think I had 6. I had 6 different ones in the Mitchell game alone score a touchdown. So really fast, and Murphy equally as fast. And like I say, 3 and 31 are heck of ball players. They're good well coached kids that get in there and not afraid to stick their nose in the hole or offensively or defensively.
So with the closest game you played was Mountain Heritage. I think you came away with what, two 4-point victories, something that was really close in that one. How in games like that do you manage to keep at young? I mean, I know they're not young for JVs, but they're JVs and they're still young kids. How do you manage to keep teams focused in games like that? Because you've got to keep them ready for a 22-20 game against Mountain Heritage, and then you've got to keep them in the game in a 41-6 game against Cherokee. I'm sure that's a lot on your coaching staff, but also I'm sure you've got young leaders as athletes that step up as well.
With a team like Mountain Heritage, we've preached all year that the old saying, practice makes perfect, is not right. Perfect practice makes perfect. And we've aimed for perfect. And the kids' goal, they had a goal of not punting all season. We already done that. But, they set lofty goals for themselves of wanting to be as perfect as they can. And when we played Mount Heritage, we only touched the ball for 6 offensive plays in the first half and was winning 16-12 at halftime. They controlled the ball. I think they were 7 for 7 on their fourth downs in the first half, and it was very frustrating. But it's just reminding them of their talent level. And I have some great leaders in regards to Gibby and Kirkland and my quarterback Braylon Blevins and Braden Lane. I could name all kinds of them, but they are in practice and in the games. They're not letting the nonsense happen. If Gibby sees you missing a block, Gibby's going to tell you you're missing a block and correct it for you. And they've been a blessing. And turning around in the games like the Cherokee game, I try to preach to my kids that if everybody out there is trying really hard every day in practice, so in games that we feel like we should go out there and handle our business, they need to go out there and handle their business so the kids who are making them better on the scout teams get their chance to shine as well. And this group especially is really, really bought into that. They want every kid to play every game. Now, does that always happen? No. But the leaders on this team try their best to make it happen. And when they buy in, it's it's easy to try to get that to work because, like I say, I've got 10 good leaders, just throwing my captains out there, but they're good about stepping in and self-patrolling themselves, and makes it easy on me and my coaching staff because they're great.
Yeah, it sounds like the culture over there is I mean, last year you heard about the brotherhood as far as the varsity motto was concerned, but it sounds like, you guys are, and you mentioned even the midgets and how they're, it seems like it's kind of made its way down into the youth league, and that's how you build a successful program, is all the way from rec league up to the top. So
you buy in is where it's at.
Yeah, definitely. Well, Coach, look forward to seeing a fun, fast game on Friday night. Maybe a little bit of a track meet. It sounds like.
If you watch them in track, it seems like it could be. So who knows? It'll be a 77 game probably. We're saying that. So.
Yeah. Thursday night, live on FYNTV.com. Is it at 6 p.m.?
Yeah, 6 p.m. kickoff.
6 p.m. kickoff. So tune in, watch for free. Ren, I appreciate you sitting down with us.
Thank you. Thank you for your coverage.
Yep, and good luck Thursday night.
Thank you.
Coach Edwards, how's the season been? Looks like things have gone your way.
Yeah, we brought just about everybody back from last year, and we were in every single game a year ago. So, a year older, a year bigger, a year stronger, getting in the weight room and just learning the system, and it's starting to really click for us.
What about Robbinsville? They look like they're doing just as well and going to be tough.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they're always tough. Ren does a good job over there with them, and I think they've got a lot of guys back from last year, a team that I don't think's lost a conference game in a couple of years now. So they're going to be tough, and I really think we mirror each other pretty good. We both got some good backs, both got pretty good guys up front, both got some good linebackers. So it should be a heck of a ball game.
Go Bulldogs.
Go Dogs.
Anthony, what do you know about Robbinsville?
Robbinsville is a tough team. They're coached well. They play hard. Very physical. They're very tough, and it'll be definitely a good game.
What do you have to do to stop them and win?
I think we need to execute our jobs well, run the ball hard, take care of the ball, and just, overall play good as a team.
Go Bulldogs.
Go Bulldogs.
Welcome in. We are live on FYNTV.com. Jake West joined by Brandon Stevens. Junior varsity football action on a Monday night because of the weather last week. Robbinsville Black Knights come to town. They're hosting Murphy Bulldogs. You just heard JR come over the PA system saying this is Bulldog country. Bulldog not filled in on the field because of the movement of the game times and everything. But both teams taking the field, set to kick off. Brandon, a beautiful night for football.
It is, and in just a short period of time, probably we'll see the sun go down. But usually these teams play a little earlier. But what's kind of cool, the fact we're on a Monday night football broadcast. We can say we did Monday night football. But hey, both these teams come into the to this matchup undefeated, and the Murphy Bulldogs started out with an outstanding win over Cherokee. That was right at the very beginning of this football season. And both of them have played really well. I'm looking to see one from Robbinsville. Cameron Allison and Benton Gibby are the good runners. On the other side, Anthony Catuto for the Murphy Bulldogs and Blake Davis. They've been scorching up the planet, taking the football into the end zone. And this one going to be wrapped up and brought back up. They'll return it about 10 yards. So the Robbinsville Black Knights get into what would probably say at this point short field position. Out to the 40-yard line, they've got about, or the 34-yard line. 1st and 10 from that point.
Yeah, if you listen to our interview that we played pregame from Robbinsville head coach Ren Millsaps, then you know that his team is full of speed. So this short field, let's see if they can take advantage of that right here.
Wide out over the left side is going to be Nelms. We'll have one wide receiver to the right side, which is the narrow side, the upper portion of your screen. Bulldogs will show a 4-man front close into the box and racing back. Let's see. This one gets right up to the line of scrimmage. Number 24. We told you about Benton Gibby. He'll play running back. He'll play linebacker for the Robbinsville Black Knights. And right away, the Murphy Bulldogs have his number. Let's see what they do again. Be 2nd and 9 from the ball is actually right on the 35. 2 receivers to the right side. Murphy Bulldogs will scatter about. A little bit smaller than Robbinsville, but quick. Pitch back goes out over to Cameron Allison. Allison will try to end around and will bring it up, probably gain a couple of yards, get over to about the 37.
Yeah, good juke move. Easton Manuel was bearing down on him, but to put the juke on him, picked up a couple yards. 3rd and long, though. See if they might put the ball in the air from the 36-yard line here.
Both of these teams have been rather explosive from time to time, especially getting out right on the beginning of the football games. Let's see, this one, big time. Robbinsville and Murphy rivalry getting into the younger players. 3rd and 7 from the 36. T formation of the backfield, rolling back out to the left side, almost picked off by the Murphy Bulldogs, number 6, Easton Manuel, as that one was headed out over to Cameron Allison.
Yeah, Allison tried to use his speed and break loose there across the middle of the field, but was unable to do so. A good job getting in the passing lane with those hands is number 6, Easton Manuel for the Bulldogs.
Going to be a punting situation back for the Murphy Bulldogs. Blake Davis, 9th grader. Again, we've penalty marker going to bring back the Robbinsville Black Knights. Bring up 4th and 13. Ball goes back over to the 31. Everybody scrambles back into the line for the Robbinsville Black Knights. Still a punting situation. Davis is back at the Murphy 35. Almost dropped the ball, but this one picked up right in flight and turned right back around as Lane Hemby bring this one back up the field and get in definitely into short field position. So good one here. Good eyes, because you didn't exactly want to put that right into Blake Davis's hands. This kid's explosive for the Murphy Bulldogs.
Yeah, Hinton makes a heads-up play. Allison hits that one off his foot and sets up perfect field position for the Bulldogs on their first offensive drive.
Landon Pollard, Riley Orr, we'll give some credit across the line. Landon Eddings, try to get some love out there to all the people playing football in this football game. Under center is going to be Peyton Bain, and just up the middle, Bulldogs will crash through the line and get a first down off this first carry. Jake, this is pretty good. Trying to get off what looked like a trap. Blake Davis, I told you, don't put the ball in this kid's hands.
Yeah, good job by the offensive line creating a hole, and then Davis just staying, churning those legs, getting up the field, moving the ball up to about the 26-yard line where the Bulldogs will have 1st and 10.
First down marker at the 16. 8:49 remains in this first quarter of play. We play 10-minute quarters. Bain under center, and the handoff ends around
Number 31, Anthony Catuto, took that one straight up the gut, picked up about 4 or 5 yards.
Right. We'll call it 5. Ball. They will place the ball at the 21. First down marker is over at the 16, so that's 2nd and 5. 8 minutes, 15 seconds remains in his first quarter. Bain again under center. Dropping back and going to Barber. And he'll be taken down just right at the line of scrimmage. He may pick up just about a yard or so off play, and will get us to the Murphy Bulldogs to about a 3rd down and 3 to go.
Good job by number 24, Benton Gibby, linebacker, staying home and not falling for the fake, just keeping it around the edge, sealing off the edge to bring up this big 3rd down.
Brody Betts is wide to the left side. In the backfield, again, Blake Davis. Davis get the handoff. He'll try to counter and come back around and into the middle. He'll get the 1st down, and Jacob almost close to getting a 1st and goal situation. It'll ball be propped up at the 11.
Finally brought down after a big pickup by Brian Hernandez for the Black Knights. The Murphy offensive line creating some huge holes so far on this in their first drive. We've got 1st and 10 from the 11, so there is a chance that they can pick up the 1st before getting in the end zone.
Robbinsville playing a little bit wider as Murphy's getting closer to the end zone, but handoff out over to Anthony Catuto, who sneaks his way on the left side just through that B gap and gets about 5 yards off this.
Yeah, once again, Murphy just reacting very good as soon as the ball is snapped, getting a couple yards push from that offensive line. Whether it's Catuto or whether it's Blake Davis, they're picking up positive yardage almost every time they've touched the football.
Baines back under center. And as it's going to be Blake Davis, almost close to being a horse collar. They brought him down by his shoulder pads, but he'll pick up maybe a yard off this. Comes back up to about a 3rd and 5 from about the 6-yard line. So Murphy has a chance to get a 1st down, but hey,
basically, if you get a 1st down, you're in 2 touchdown town. So
right. Wide out over the right side, Brody Betts. Catuto and Davis in the backfield. Bain drops back. Looks like he's going to drop a pass. He does. Out over to the right side to Catuto, who is just right on the 1-yard line. And Jake, I think
they did pick up the 1st down.
It is going to be a 1st down. 1st down with at the half-yard line. I see who they'll. I can't imagine that they wouldn't try to run a Davis or.
They may keep
Catuto.
They keep it with Bain. Bain is huge under center. He's the tallest one out there, and he's playing quarterback. Just have him stretch it out over the line. Get the 1st points on the board here for the Dogs.
Draw back. Davis will jump in from 1 yard, and at 5:43 remaining in the first quarter play, Murphy Bulldogs will score first.
I know Robbinsville has a kicker. I have no idea about the kicking situation for the Bulldogs.
They're going to go for 2. Again, Catuto and Davis. Bain will drop this one off and launch it into a pass.
Oh!
Right there going into the hands of Landon Shields, 9th grader for the Murphy Bulldogs, in and out. So we'll take our first break after the Murphy Bulldogs march the ball down about 45 yards to the end zone. They get short field position, put up a 1-yard run by Blake Davis, come up short on the 2-point conversion. But hold on, Jake, they're not wasting time. They're coming right back.
Yeah, everybody's
back out
to
on
kick
the field.
This one off, so we'll just
we'll hang here for just a moment. So what you see in these first couple possessions, the Murphy Bulldogs meaning business. They came through and it looked like about every carry was somewhere between 5 to 7 yards as the range. Catuto boots this one away and is going to roll out around the 30-yard line. Flag will bring this one down, and so it's going to be back for the Robbinsville Black Knights in just a second. Robbinsville Black Knights now have the football, moving from right to left across your television screen. And just a quick stoppage.
Official timeout so that we can get a shoe tied out there. Tudo from the linebacker position has got the shoestrings undone. So if you're Robbinsville, you want to answer here. You're down 6-0 with 5:43 left. Nothing doing on your first drive out, and then you give up a score after you punt it away after the errant punt. So we'll see how they maintain their composure and come back from this one.
Braylon Blevins is the quarterback. He'll hand off over to Elijah Kirkland. Kirkland gets through, picks up, this is not a bad run. It's doggone near close to 6 yards. Ball will be placed at the 43. It started out at the Robbinsville 37.
Yeah, good run, just keeping his head down and just keep moving forward and falling forward as they've got 2nd and 4 to go, 5:10 left in the first quarter.
So he started out at the 38. Not too bad to move things up. Second possession of this drive, or second play of this drive. Handoff, number 4, Cameron Allison. Gets up, dances, and to tell you the truth, for a moment, Jake, looked like he was coming up, hole was filled, and he was checking out to see where he needed to go, but actually pretty quick kid, but gets out and gets taken down by Dante Barber for the Murphy Bulldogs.
Yeah, Barber did a good job not falling for any of the Allison juke moves. Allison looked like he could have put a foot in the ground and got up and picked up the first down. Danced around a little bit and is taken down behind the sticks, so we've got a 3rd and 2 coming up for the Black Knights.
Robbinsville Black Knights will hand off, and this one dive goes up to the middle, and Elijah Kirkland running back for the Robbinsville Black Knights. Good protection.
Yeah, good job by Kirkland. Doing what he needed to do on 3rd down, picks it up by a yard, and the Black Knights are threatening to cross into Bulldog territory for the first time tonight. Keep waiting on them to open things up, try to find something with Blevins in the passing game as quick as their wideouts and their backs are. I'm sure it won't be long.
Blevins is one single setback in the backfield, 3 receivers pretty much to the right side. Instead, he's going to come back, and they'll counter this one to the left side of the line with a handoff to Benton Gibby. He'll get 1 yard and come to midfield to the 50-yard line, so pickup of about 1. And that's going to bring up 2nd and 8. First down markers over at the 42.
Number 67, Torian Charles, 8th grader, wrapped him up for the Dogs. Little misdirection in the backfield. Don't know if quarterback turned the wrong way or running back ran to accept the handoff the wrong way, but it didn't look slow developing play, it looked like, in the backfield there.
Give some credit to these offensive linemen in just a few seconds. 2nd and 8 from the 50-yard line. Blevins will pitch this one out and get over to Cameron Allison. Allison looks like he's going to get...
Oh, he's not down.
No, he's not down. He's going to get the first down, get to the 35 in Murphy territory. He's still zigging and zagging and juking. And finally, Torian Charles stands him up, waits for his friends to get there, and they push him out of bounds. But Jake, we thought for a moment he was going to be down. And I believe there's a flag out around the Murphy 43-yard line.
Very good run. Hope it doesn't come back due to holding, because that kid stayed on his feet for way longer than anybody thought. Allison, he may have only picked up about 13 yards on that carry, or 14 yards on that carry, but he ran he covered a whole lot more ground than 14 yards.
While we have just a moment waiting for the official to tell us what's going on. 54, Brody Jones. 66, Buck Beasley. 72, Rylan Orr. 74, Brian Hernandez, and 77, Landon Eddings are the linemen for the Robbinsville Black Knights. Face mask against the Murphy Bulldogs, hold against the Robbinsville Black Knights. The 10-yard garden variety penalty, so we just come back and we'll repeat the 2nd down at the 50-yard line.
Replay the down, so while that might go on Allison's huddle tape, it will not count as game tape in this one. 3 minutes to go. Robbinsville has the ball right at midfield.
In motion, Braden Lane, I formation in the backfield, pitch back, and a flag is going to come down, and I can only imagine that this is going to be encroachment against the Murphy Bulldogs. That's about the only time like you really see things just come to an immediate stop. Procedure, they'll let the play out.
So free 5 yards there. It's going to bring up 2nd and short. And they went back to the pitch, and I would go back to the pitch once again put it in Allison's hands and try to let him get that outside corner.
Third penalty of the night. 2:45 remains in this first quarter play. Robbinsville 2nd and 3 from the Murphy 45. Wide out to the right side is Eli Lambert. Almost got an early start, but handoff going to Cameron Allison. He'll get the first down. Not quite all the yards that he racked up a little while ago, Jake, but he will move the chains with this run as they get over to the 38-yard line.
That is number 4 is very, very slippery. I don't think he's been brought down on first contact a single time tonight. He's always spinning around or juking around, falling forward, making sure he makes the most out of every time he touches the football. Picks up the first down with 2:20 to go here at the 38-yard line for the Knights.
Come back and the pitch out over to number 24, Benton Gibby. Gibby will get to the 35-yard line. Pickup of 3, so it's 2nd and 7. Pretty good motion.
Yeah, not a bad little run there, especially on first down. Keep moving forward and make second and third down more manageable as these little chunk plays.
In just a few seconds, we'll give a little love to the Murphy Bulldogs, who's on the front line. We did that with the Robbinsville Black Knights a few seconds ago, right after this play. Minute 42 remains in this first quarter. 6-0. Murphy has the lead in motion, and we reset Braden Lane, but the handoff is going over to Cameron Allison. Allison's going to get wrapped up right at the line of scrimmage by Landon Shields for the Murphy Bulldogs, and that'll bring up a third down.
Shields is going to have to do a couple more of those tackles for loss if he wants to make up for the 2-point conversion he dropped in the end zone. But nonetheless, good job crashing in and not letting Allison get the outside. Minute 10 to go here in the first quarter.
Landon Shields, number 80, number 67, Torian Charles, number 55, Kane Gibson, and number 68, Lucas Burrell are the linemen for the Murphy Bulldogs. 3rd and 7, dropping back. Blevins trying to dump this one across the line and going nowhere.
Yeah, number 80, Landon Shields, just sticks that paw up, bats it down. I think he was feeling that drop 2-point conversion, and now he is really making up for it. Back-to-back plays made by number 80, Shields.
You're 4th and 7 from the 35, and I was getting ready to say, you almost need to go for it and see what kind of magic you can pull out of the hat.
Yeah,
and that's what they're getting ready to do.
Probably don't have a huge amount of faith in your punting game the way that last punt just went, so you might as well.
Samuel Wachacha and Cameron Allison go wide to the right side. Stacked on the left side is Braden Lane at the tight end position. Coming back, snapping, and Blevins having to pick up a loose ball. Flag's going to go down in the backfield. Pass, and this one is picked up by Cameron Allison. And as we wind down, I want to see, I didn't catch if that was some sort of hold.
It was.
Across middle of the line, so that may negate everything coming back. So Robbinsville, Jake, for these last little while, no, they haven't had the good, consistent movements that we've seen. But, man, every once in a while they will explode and move things up the field. But the problem is just these little nagging penalties have caused the Black Knights to shoot themselves in the foot a little bit.
Yeah, you see the hold just happened there on instant replay, and then Allison makes a good job going up. I think he was triple covered.
Beautiful play, though.
Yeah, that's 2 plays negated, 2 big plays that Allison has had.
4th and 17 from the Murphy 45, down with 25 seconds remaining in the first quarter play. Blevins will drop back, look for a pass, and will connect up with his man, Benton Gibby, and is going to be brought down by number 33, Lane Hembry. And that'll be turnover on downs. Murphy Bulldogs will pick it up from their own 41-yard line with 16 seconds remaining in the first quarter.
Yeah, good job staying home. You know, you play that sticks defense when you've got 4th and long and you don't want them to pick it up. Force the turnover on downs, and now your offense gets to come back out. How far did they go last time they were out on the field?
With the Murphy Bulldogs?
Yes.
Oh, last time it was
48, 47 yards last
correct.
time they were out on the
short
field?
field position.
Yeah.
At least 45. Long
Big
pass.
toss.
Oh, this one was heading right for number 11, Brody Betts, but The guy who was right there in the middle of it, Samuel Wachacha, that's another fella I would not want to get into a foot race with. We were talking earlier in the pregame. Samuel is an excellent track runner, cross country. He's like a multi-sport guy from out of the Snowbird area.
Nice pass by Bain. He threw that one probably 35 yards in the air. He threw it down to the 20-yard line.
Second and
Pretty
10 from the Murphy 41. Handoff goes over to Blake Davis, and this one almost goes into slow motion, Jake, as they go up. Davis was coming through, and it looked like everybody else who was collapsing on him, like Brian Hernandez, like, do we stop or what? But that's the end of the first quarter. Murphy Bulldogs will have it third and about 7 or so when we come back in just a few moments with the second quarter. Murphy Bulldogs 6, Robbinsville Black Knights 0 on Team FYN Sports. Murphy Bulldogs come back and to the line. It's 3rd and 7 from the Murphy 44. We'll see this one go back to Blake Davis. Davis gets in trouble on one side, runs into his own man who is going to be the quarterback, Peyton Bain. And, Jake, if he'd have had that open room instead of hitting Bain for a second, man, he would have this may not be the best English, but he'd have jetted on out to that corner and may have made some good yardage.
4th and forever here. Good job by number 17. I believe it was 17. Braylon Blevins getting back in the backfield, finally bringing down Davis.
He was covered by 17s.
Yeah.
From the Murphy 35, brings up 4th and 16. First down markers over at the Robbinsville 49, and we're going to see the Murphy Bulldogs, Catuto, punt this one away, end over end, and comes right back to the man. And that's going to be Cameron Allison, a guy who says that he can jet a bit. He's knocked out of bound, and flag goes down. And I'm wondering if this is just either some unnecessary roughness, or they caught that hand that went to the face mask a little earlier, or if he had a foot out of bound, and that's like a late hit type thing. So it could be one of 3 different things over on the side.
You'll have to wait for the
book to
referee to call here, but I think it's probably going to be late hit on the sidelines.
And that's not a good thing. I'd rather have like an inadvertent face mask or something like that, because it's 10 yards, but that could be like upwards of 15, and you get into some not so good play. Personal foul. And so, had to be a late hit, or had to be a little bit of unnecessary roughness, because I think he was going. The tree was falling, but Murphy Bulldogs helped that tree fall a bit.
It's good field position for the Black Knights here, starting right across midfield on the 49-yard line.
9 minutes to go, and out to the left side of the line, Kirkland is moving with the ball. Will pick up be right at 5 yards. They'll mark it down at the 44.
Yeah, that's good. Robbinsville looks like they may go a little quicker here this drive. Quick snaps straight up to the line. Try to keep the Dogs on their heels.
Wide out over to the right side, Bam Nelms. Wachacha's out to the left side. Coming back in a handoff, sneaking through. Good hole, Jake. Benton Gibby had enough room to move a mobile home through on that right side of the line, so he took advantage of it, gets deeper into Murphy territory down to around the 32.
Yeah, that's the thing about this Robbinsville team. They've got four backs and their quarterback that can hurt you on the ground as well as through the air. So you never know. Ford's getting it, 24's getting it. If Blevins is going to keep it himself.
These are some big guys. This is one of the biggest JV front line I've seen. And, of course, there could be others, but I don't watch as much JV football. But to the right side of the line, Benton Gibby will make his way and hit that same hole, almost like a same play that they had. Advance it up about 4 yards at least. First down markers at the 22. Ball is placed at the 27. So, yeah, 2nd and 5.
Timeout taken by the Bulldogs. We will take one with them. I think they want to close up that hole, Brandon. But we'll be back on FYNTV.com. 7:53 to go. Six nothing second quarter, 7:53 to go. Knights take it under center.
Dropping back with it, Blevins is going to be brought down. Man, good penetration going into that Dylan Hagelin.
Yeah, he's hit immediately.
Wow.
Ball is handed off to Allison, and he is taken down immediately by Hagelin.
Yeah, there was no as my old coaches. I played a lot of line growing up because I was a little more portly back then. But just hit him, shuck him, and find the ball. Real sound advice from coaches hitting younger players. But that was the case, and that was good textbook work on the line. 3rd and 8 from the 29. Blevins under center. I formation right behind him. They're going to pitch this one back over to Cameron Allison. One thing I was going to mention here, but Lane Hembry and one more trying to catch a number and give a little bit of credit. Maybe that was number 43, Trenton Cook, that got the stop. But I'm waiting. I almost have the feeling like Blevins is putting that ball out, especially when he pitches that over to Allison. I'm waiting for them to open up and see Allison throw a little halfback pass.
Yeah.
That's the way that kind of fades and dissolves. But instead, he tucks it under and runs for it.
Yeah, they may be setting that up for later in the game. Big 4th down coming up.
4th and 7. But still, hey, you're in short field position, so go for it. Blevins is under center. Behind him, Gibby. Almost false start as they start a little bit quicker on the side of the line, but no flags. This is going to be a second turnover on downs for the Robbinsville Black Knights over to the Murphy Bulldogs.
Take a look at that again, see if it got tipped at the line. I'm not sure if it did or it was just an errant pass. Oh, that's the play before where Allison was stopped immediately after he tried to cut up the field.
That's still a good play.
So the Bulldogs take over on downs on their own 29-yard line. Here comes Bain and the boys back to the line of scrimmage.
Peyton Bain will come back and will hand this one off over to Davis. Blake Davis will get through and will eke out about 4 yards, Jake, at least on that one. Go from the 29 over to the 33.
Yeah, Davis is a hard runner. I'd say at the next level he'll be moved to the fullback position.
Only that's one thing you've got to remember. Only a couple of weeks left in this JV season.
Yeah.
Because after this, I believe this week, the next game for Murphy is Swain. We'll check on the Robbinsville schedule. Flag goes flying, and do we have 10 or 12 people on the field? No, it's procedure. Hey, real quick, let me tell you, some varsity play. Swain County loses out to Tuscola 42-8. They'll be open this week. Andrews, close one with Mitchell, 35-34. They played up there. They'll play at Calhoun Falls, South Carolina, The blue flashes at 6 o'clock on Friday night. I'll tell you about Robbinsville, Murphy, Hazel, and Cherokee in just a second. Bain, this is Peyton Bain, who comes back, will hand off over to the left side of the line, trying to cross over with Barber.
5:30 to go. Picked up that 5 back that they gave up with the procedure. 3rd and 6 or 7 to go here as Bain comes
7.
back to the huddle.
Roll back up over to the line, and Brody Betts is wide to the left side of the line. Rolling out to the right side is going to be Davis. Gets to the 40, first down, 45, and in from behind him comes in to wreck him out. Benton Gibby hits him from behind, gives him maybe another yard or so, Jake. They get close to the midfield to the 47.
Yeah, good hard run by Davis, and that's what the Dogs needed to move the chains there on 3rd and long as they are approaching Black Knight territory. 4:45 to go.
Bain in shotgun. Right beside him is going to be Davis. He'll drop back, look for a long pass, hits his man across the middle of the field, Isaiah Hedden, and will come out at the 31-yard line. Wow, what a big play. So we know one.
We got a flag on the field right at midfield.
Yeah, right at the Robbinsville 48-yard line, and I can only imagine. I was focused more downfield, so I can only imagine there was a holding. No, there's going to be an eligible man, an eligible receiver, an eligible man downfield, I believe.
So that's a big play negated there for the Dogs. The Knights have had a couple plays negated. A couple big plays negated by penalties. Yeah, this time it's on the Dogs.
Their big pass plays were holding.
1st and 15 from the 42-yard line.
Davis will get this one, get back. He'll get all the yards. He'll get the first down, get over to the 40-yard line in Robbinsville territory before Landon Eddings takes him out at around the 40, and it looks like the ball is going to be placed, Jake, around the Robbinsville 39 or the 38.
Yeah, Davis is playing some ball right now. Seems like he's just waiting to break one. He runs almost like Le'Veon Bell used to, where he just take his time back behind the line of scrimmage.
Brody Betts wide to the right. Also number 6, Easton Manuel. Timeout is on the field. Let's take a break as well. 4:05 remains in the second quarter play. Murphy Bulldogs have the lead 6-0. Stay with us. We'll be back in just a few moments with Murphy Bulldog and Robbinsville JV football on Team FYN Sports. Sure.
6-0 Dogs lead. Let's take a look at that last Blake Davis run on 1st and 15. Gets around the left side, bounces off a would-be tackler, and gets the ball up across the 40 to the 39-yard line.
Big thing with trying to stop him, Jake, if you look, if we could play it one more time in a second, but everybody's trying to tackle him by his shoulders. Finally, big old number 77. That's going to be Landon Eddings that finally got low on him, and that's what stopped him. I'm going to jet with Easton Manuel, and just running east and west. Man, he ran a country mile before he's soufflexed.
Yeah, really good job by Elijah Kirkland from coming down from linebacker position and slinging the Bulldog ball carrier down. 2nd and 11, T. Farrell will go on Kirkland's resume there.
Right. Wide out over to the right side is going to be Brody Betts. Bain is in shotgun. We'll jet this one around with Blake Davis. Davis turns on the jets, but before he's going to be wrapped up high with Bam Nels, and they'll make A few yards. It looks illusory because running east and west, I thought, well, he only made like a half a yard on this play. But now after the chains clear, 4 yards brings up 3rd and 6 from the Robbinsville 35.
Yeah, we're approaching 3 minutes to go, under 3 minutes to go here in the first half. 3rd and 6, like you said. So this is a big play for both teams as the Dogs have it in Knights territory.
2 wide to the right. Manuel. Oh, Manuel was going to get under this one, but it's almost into the hands of Samuel Wachacha, who was in better field position than the Murphy receiver, but looked like Wachacha from Robbinsville could have had a pick.
The Murphy receiver just stopped running his route. I don't know if it looked like he got lost out there in no man's land. Bain says you're not the end zone is not out of his reach, so keep running, get under the football.
Didn't want to hurt Samuel.
Yeah.
4th down and 6 to go. Ball is at the Robbinsville 35-yard line. Again, you're in this short field position. Got to take it. And whistles are blowing. Timeouts being asked for by the Robbinsville Black Knights. Stay with us. We'll be back in a moment. 2:50 remaining until halftime. Murphy 6 and Robbinsville 0. This is JV football, Murphy and Robbinsville on Team FYN Sports. Murphy Bulldogs have the lead 6-0 over the Robbinsville Black Knights. They have the football. One more moment. 2:50 remains in this second quarter play. 4th and 6 from the 35. Flag comes flying out of the Robbinsville backfield, and procedure is going to be whistled against the Murphy Bulldogs. That'll take the Bulldogs back to the Robbinsville 40 and bring up a 4th and 11.
4th and 11, you got 2:49 to go, though. You're in enemy territory. See if Coach Edwards brings out the punt team, and it looks like he will.
Yep, your punter is going to be Anthony Catuto. Real quick, while we can squeeze a few more in here, Robbinsville Black Knights this past weekend defeated Copper Basin 46-0. Tryon is the next one. They'll play the Bulldogs on Friday night. Murphy defeated Smoky Mountain 22-14. They'll play Greenville Hurricanes on Friday night, 7:30. This is a wobbling little end-over-end kick.
Perfect
down to
punt.
The 3. Bain will be right there. I think technically this one will be placed at the 4-yard line. Did not want to put this into the hands of Cameron Allison, no matter how deep back into their own territory they are. But 1st and 10 from the 4-yard line. That gives Robbinsville 96 yards of real estate to make up to get into touchdown town before we get to halftime.
See if the Knights implement a little more of their passing game. I think, Blevins is 0 for 2. They've only dropped back twice and put it in the air.
You'll hand this one off up the gut. Yeah, I figured maybe a couple of run plays to get you out of the
shadow of your own goalpost, yeah.
Right, so you're not hiking it out of the end zone. But they weren't really doing that. But just up the middle, this one comes screaming up the gut, and not a bad move. It was about a 4 or 5 yard pickup. Ball from the 4 gets over to the 8-yard line. So 2nd down and 6. Ball's on the 8. 2:12, 2:10, ready to go as the Robbinsville Black Knights. Blevins under center, drops back, hands off. We're going to go with Gibby, and Gibby will get the 1st down. And not wasting any time as they blast their way over to the left side of the line.
2:01 to go. The clock will stop as they move the chains, but 1st and 10 for the Black Knights from their own 16-yard line. Gibby busts through the line and comes off the field as they do a little substitution here for the Knights. Now they're in the territory where you might see Blevins drop back and try to pick up some yardage through the air. They got a minute 51 to cover the length of the field.
Wachacha and Lambert are wide to the right side, into the back, going to be pitched back over to Allison. Has to bring this one back in, cradle it, finally find some open holes and big gaps, Jake, going through that one, and finally rests into the hands of Lane Hembry, who brings him down, but not after the Robbinsville Black Knights pick up a first down at the 31.
Yeah, very good run there from Allison. Stayed moving and got up across the 30-yard line for the Knights.
They'll hurry up and get right back to the line. 90 seconds remains until halftime. Blevins under center. Same receivers wide to the right. He'll come back, pitch it. Looked like he was going to Allison, but instead he's going to hit Kirkland. Kirkland will hit the hole and will get to the 35-yard line, so a pickup of 5. Making some good progress. This is what you wanted to see, Jake, in the regular portion of the first and second quarter. No penalty markers, just good movement. And again, every team should you should have like a fake clock going where you're at like 2 minutes and you're about to lose a game, because Robbinsville's on its horse now.
Yeah, we got 45 seconds to go, though. And after all that time wasted, the Knights do call a timeout. 46.8 to go in the half. We'll take a timeout with them, and we'll be back.
Robbinsville Black Knights moving quite well as they've moved from the 4-yard line in a short period of time, and under a minute, out over to the 35, but they've got a long way to go and a short time to get there, as Smokey and the Bandit would say a long time ago. Pass way over the head of Cameron Allison out in the right side flat. Little protection, little coverage coming from Easton Manuel and also Dante Barber.
That does stop the clock, though. Brings up 3rd and 5. I believe 3rd. Yeah, there they go. They reset the down marker on the far side. 39 seconds to go.
While we have another second, I'll tell you, Hayesville this past week, shut out by Pisgah 30-0. They'll play at home. They'll host the Georgia Force Christian Academy. That comes up Friday night. I'll tell you about Cherokee in just a moment. Dropping back, pitch back, going back out over to Cameron Allison. He's trying to get around the Murphy Bulldogs into the hands of number 10, Dante Barber. And that was pretty close. I was waiting for the flag to come flying because I thought he may have gotten a face mask on that.
I think he got more than a piece, and he got more than a piece about 3 times. Let's check it out on the replay here. Yep, there's 1. There's 2.
How many?
Can't be taking him down.
It's almost like a question: how many times can you double dip the chip? And that's, Bulldogs got away with something on that one. Let me tell you the final team in our conference. Cherokee played Rosman this past weekend, 67-7 win. They will host Mount Zion Christian Academy over in Cherokee. That'll be a 7:00 game, not a regular 7:30. So Swain's open. Calhoun Falls, South Carolina for Andrews. Tryon with Robbinsville. Greenville, South Carolina. The Hurricanes come into Murphy. Georgia Force home with Hayesville, and Cherokee with Mount Zion Christian Academy. Here tonight, though, good football game. 6-0. Murphy leading the Robbinsville in JV play.
Speaking of the game where the varsity game where the Robbinsville Black Knights are going over to Tryon, stay tuned to Team FYN Sports. We'll have a link for you for that broadcast for free on Friday night.
Punt is going to come away from Cameron Allison. Oh, no, fake. They're going to. I was almost getting ready to say I would almost try to see if you can't do a trick play.
Oh,
here.
He's right at the line. I think he got it by half a yard.
Time stops with 13.5 seconds, and Yeah, Cameron Allison, they're going to go on and get this one to the 41-yard line. You've got time enough for a nice little play. Now, you're either going to spike this one or really get this one offset.
5 seconds.
Spiked it and should have stopped with 4. But the reflexes here in the box take another second off the clock. Not saying anything. And by the way, I don't have the Robbinsville roster right in front of me, but right after the halftime break, we'll tell you who they play this week in JV football. Little Trick Pony comes out, gives new life to Robbinsville.
Got 3 seconds to go here. You might see another trick play coming out of the backfield.
Dropping back, and we'll see Blevins look to launch this one out to the left side, looking for Cameron Allison. Yeah, well, the Murphy Bulldogs did get clowned on the punt, and it paid off at least to get a first down. You know you can do well with that. But at the halftime, Murphy Bulldogs JV football team 6, Robbinsville Black Knights 0. Stay with us. Excited to see what things change up at halftime. Can the Robbinsville Black Knights get things to moving in between the 20s like they were here in this last little while? Can Murphy put up a little more magic with Blake Davis or maybe an Anthony Catuto? We'll see how that works in just a few moments. So stay with us. We are at halftime here at Murphy as this is Murphy Bulldog and Robbinsville Black Knight JV football on Team FYN Sports. Murphy Bulldogs and the Robbinsville Black Knights and JV play doing battle on a rare Monday night. Last week we had the threat of tropical storm, hurricane, Francine, whatever, the threat of rain. And so varsity football with Murphy and Smoky Mountain, that played in Silva Friday night. And Murphy Bulldogs come up with a win 22-14 there. That moved the Thursday night game to tonight. We'll have more JV action coming up this week. We'll tell you all about it in a moment. Back deep for go ahead. Were you going to say something?
Oh no, I was just gonna ask you, what do you think? You know, I mean, obviously neither team is really firing on all cylinders. Murphy does have the lead, but it's just 6-0 at halftime. First off, what does Robbinsville need to do, as I said, to kick it away? What's Robbinsville need to do to even things up?
Take care of the ball and just watch the penalties, the holding penalties. What really shot them in the foot, because they were moving the ball quite well. Picked up Blake Davis, returns it from about the 8 and still churning, and Bear crawls a bit to get over to about the 17 or the 18. But Jake, the Robbinsville Black Knights, they have all the tools as you look through, and Benton Gibby and Cameron Allison definitely turned into one of my favorite players to watch if you're checking out the JVs. He can move, and Braylon Bevins does a pretty good job. He's cool as a cucumber back in the pocket.
Yeah, maybe this is just what they needed to jump start the second half. They pinned the Dogs deep with the kickoff, as it looks like they're going to put the ball in the air with Bain. Got a man, hits him in stride, finally taken down by Cameron Allison, but what a pitch and catch. Bain to number 10, Dante Barber. Huge pickup across midfield to the 45-yard line for the Dogs on their first play from scrimmage in the second half.
So 33 yards plus another 5, 38-yard pass play. I'll call it roughly 40 yards on the pass play. Murphy in Robbinsville territory. We'll send out Brody Betts wide to the right. We'll shift up Isaiah Hedden. And right behind him on the slot is Dante Barber on the left side of the line. And the handoff and the give goes to the left side to follow. Is that Blake Davis? It is. He'll pick up a few yards, brings up 2nd and 7.
Robbinsville defense needs to bear down here. They give up the big play on first down when the Dogs are in the shadow of their own end zone. And with 8:25 to go in the third quarter, the Dogs have a 2nd and 7.
Not a safe score. You could almost say 0-0, because tell you what, real quickly, Robbinsville can score in 2-point conversion, and they have the lead. And it's the way this game has been playing out, it could be hard to catch up. Round in to the right as he counters in. Blake Davis will pick up another couple of yards. Jake, watch for the next play or so. This one could be the explosive play, because you're getting closer and closer. Maybe it's a yard or so, but you're getting closer to the red zone.
Here's that pass play from Bain. Hits his man in stride across midfield. Allison makes the tackle at the 35.
To the line. Left side, Brody Betts. No one really wide out or right is going to be Dante Barber in the right side slot. Motion, and a couple of folks move off on the left side of the line. 5 yards back for the Murphy Bulldogs, brings them back over to the 46-yard line. Will bring up 3rd and 11.
Yeah, and just shooting yourself in the foot there for the Dogs. Like you said, behind the chains, 3rd and 11. Bain does have that big completion from the first play in the second half. So with 11 yards to cover here in just 1 or 2 plays, if you go forward on 4th, they may put the ball back in the air here.
Manuel and Betts to the left. That's looking back there. Time to drink a pot of coffee in the back, and right into the hands of Brody Betts. Man, that was catchable just on his fingertips. Trying to bring it into his palms. That would have been a beautiful play.
Just barely out of the reach there. We'll take a look at it again. Bain drops back. Bain is very calm in the pocket. And look at the offensive line giving him all day. Throws across the middle just out of the outstretched hands of his receiver. And we will have a punting situation as the Bulldogs number 31, Anthony Catudo, who has had some beautiful punts so far, comes back to put this ball in the air.
Cameron Allison's back at the Robbinsville 10-yard line. Tudo puts his foot into it. Tight spiral. Gives a Murphy bounce over to the 18-yard line, give or take. And going to be picked up by number 23, Cota Brazil.
Black Knights will start inside their own 20-yard line when we come back. 6:55 to go in the third quarter.
Robbinsville Black Knights 1st and 10 from its own 18-yard line. Some motion in the backfield coming from Landon Pollard. Sets, and Blevins will hand this one off. Nothing doing, maybe a yard lost with a handoff to Elijah Kirkland.
Good job by Catudo getting in the backfield. Yeah, loss of a yard. 2nd and 11 for the Black Knights, who have got to find something. Put together a nice drive. They've got to figure out a way to put together a nice drive offensively, because we haven't seen them move the ball very efficiently here in this football game. We have seen some big plays by Cameron Allison called back due to holding penalties.
And I'll tell you, Jake, the way that this Robbinsville line opens up the hole, Allison's had some good running space. So they need to do that more. Blevins comes back. Allison. And like I was telling you, right there, a nice open hole to the right side as he slides over. Just needed a few more yards to put this one now to a 3rd and roughly 10 from the 18-yard line in Robbinsville territory.
Number 2, Caden Curtis crashes on the outside, stays home, and gets some penetration, picks up limits the Knights to picking up just a single yard on the play.
Nelms to the right. Wachacha is over to the left side of the line. Dropping back, going to try to find Wachacha. Hits his man. Wachacha turns it up and gets over to the 32, the 33-yard line. First down for the Robbinsville Black Knights.
Yeah, really good job there by Wachacha running his route. I think the Murphy D-back might have fallen down on the coverage there. Literally fallen down and figuratively, I guess. Fell down on the coverage, but Wachacha shows off that speed, kicks it up, puts his foot in the ground. 1st and 10 for the Black Knights.
Wide to the right side is Nelms. Wachacha goes wide to the left side, I formation. Look for this one to go to the hole with Gibby and Allison in the backfield. Blevins pitches out over to Allison, trying to find his way, looks up one hole, and he had the motion, Jake, but then he stopped and got into traffic.
Yeah, we have a flag holding on the Black Knights. So once again, start putting some things together, clicking a little bit, and it's negated by penalties.
Nice crowd for a JV football game. This is, I think, everybody from the Coves and the Hollers from Cherokee County and Graham County coming to watch this football game.
Here's the pickup on 3rd down for the Knights. Wachacha tries to make a man miss, but does pick up the 1st down through the air. Nice little pitch and catch.
You want to stay on him like a shadow because you don't want to let him get into open field. He has legs. He can move. Pitch out over to Cameron Allison, and Allison picks up, says, go this way, no, go that way, and he's
gone. Down the sideline. No one's going to catch Allison. He's the fastest man on the football field, and he's proving it right there as he is extending the gap between him and number 31, Anthony Catudo. Just like that, Brandon, this football game is tied with 4:28 to go. How far was that run from number 4?
77 yards.
77 yards. Cameron Allison, that's the play the Knights needed to crawl back in this one. And with 4:28 to go, we've got a tie ball game, and I do believe that the Knights have a kicker, so they can take the lead if they choose to bring out the kicker.
No, they're going to line up
the field
for
goal unit.
No,
yeah, they are
going
to.
They're going to try it. And lining up, Wachacha is here, and flag goes flying on the right side of the line. And it's going to be an encroachment call. So I'm assuming when you call encroachment, this will be a Murphy call. half the distance to the goal line, to the 1.5-yard line. 4:28 remains in the third quarter play. 6-6 we're tied between Murphy and Robbinsville. Wachacha still in backfield.
So you're getting, what, an extra yard if you accept the penalty, and they do.
So now they've got the actual kicking block. It was laying on the side of them, so rolling out over to pick it up, Dorian Taylor. Kick high enough, long enough, and it is good. The Robbinsville Black Knights will take the lead 7-6. 4:28 remains in this third quarter play. 4:28 again remaining. We'll come back in just a moment with Murphy Bulldogs and the Robbinsville Black Knights in JV football on Team FYN Sports. Samuel Wachacha kicks it from 3 to 3 it goes, and picked up by Blake Davis. Davis turns and spins, gets to the 30-yard line, and the Murphy Bulldogs have 70 yards of real estate in front of them to start this drive.
Kind 70 yards is nothing if you are number 4 for the Black Knights, Cameron Allison. We were looking at his 77-yard run on first and forever after the holding penalty. He busted up the right side, and like I said, look at that breakaway speed to even this ball game up, and then Wachacha came in, and
that was a Nunya play. Nunya going to get to him. Blake Davis, handoff. He'll sweep. Goes to the 35 and edging toward the 40. Almost going to get first. He does get first down. He does.
Away.
He gets to midfield to the 50. So he picks up from the 31 to the 50. So 19 yards on this pickup play. I don't see any flags down on the field. So
you cannot.
This one's solid.
You cannot hit that guy high. He's going to make you pay. He's a big old boy with a nice base, and he just keeps driving those legs, turning those legs, picking up first down yardage when it shouldn't have been.
From the 48 in Murphy territory, Brody Betts wide to the right side, dropping back, looking for a handoff just up the gut, going over to Catuto. Catuto will get to the line of scrimmage, and it'll go to 2nd and 10 from the 48 or thereabouts.
Good job by the Robbinsville D-line, standing tall there, not giving up anything on the first down play.
Peyton Bain, probably the tallest man on the field, under center for the Murphy Bulldogs. Hands off over to Blake Davis. Stops, hesitates, but he gets through, gets over past the 45, still rolling to the 35, and is brought down around the 34 or the 33, depending on the placement of the ball. But
got
well,
some hankies on the field.
Do we now? So bring Murphy back to the 48 and maybe a little bit more. Three minutes, 21 seconds remains in this third quarter play. 7 Robbinsville Black Knights and the Murphy Bulldogs 6 playing here in Murphy. David Gentry Fields, Bob Hendricks Stadium. Sun is about to go in behind the mountains. Baines in shotgun.
I cannot wait for that moment when it does.
Davis ends around. He's going to sweep. Again, somebody to jersey tackle him, but no. He'll finally be wrapped up by Elijah Kirkland as he finds the corner and tries to get to the 45, but just a bit shy of the 45. He'll get to the 43. Still first down marker. Jake his way out over into Robbinsville territory at the 42. On a third down and roughly about 15.
2:40 to go in the third.
In the slot is going to be Dante Barber. Wide to the right is Betts. Bain rifles it across the middle of the lane. Screen
Picked
pass.
off, Cameron Allison.
It is picked off at midfield.
Jets in there. Reads it. Play like a book. Crashes in from the secondary. Makes the play. Tried to fit that one in the double coverage, did Bain. But instead, the Black Knights take over on the 49-yard line. 1st and 10 after the turnover.
We'll credit to some of these in the backfield. Dante Barber, Coda Brazil, Lane Hembry, a couple of the guys into the secondary, along with Caden Curtis for the Murphy Bulldogs. These are all Murphy Bulldogs we're talking about. Trenton Cook, Anthony Catuto are the linebackers. For Robbinsville, Braylon Blevins is under center. Has Allison and Kirkland in the backfield. Timeout is on the field. We'll take a break as well. 2:28 remains in this third quarter play. 7 for the Robbinsville Black Knights, 6 for the Murphy Bulldogs. Back in just a few moments, Murphy Bulldog and Robbinsville Black Knight JV football on Team FYN Sports. First and 10, we'll call it right at midfield, but technically the Robbinsville 49 is where the Black Knights will pick it up. Now as we get things set, twin receivers to the right side, top of your screen. Like to know who they are, but sunshine is in my eyes, and flag goes flying from the Murphy defensive secondary toward the ball.
False start, backs the Knights up. 1st and 15 from the 44-yard line.
No time elapses. 2:28 remains in this third quarter play. Blevins under center. Pitch out, going to Kirkland. Kirkland finds his way around, gets back in between the sticks, and almost gets a first down as he edges out over to about the Murphy 42, 43-yard line.
Yeah, good hard run up the right side. Finally forced out of bounds. Picks up all that penalty yardage and makes it 2nd and about 3.
Wachacha and Eli Lambert. Bottom of your screen, wide to the left side, under center. Blevins is there, pro-eye in the backfield, almost like an all-day set. Getting the first down and twisting through Elijah Kirkland. Takes the Robbinsville Black Knights to a fresh set of 4, and we have a down player for the Murphy Bulldogs, Easton Manuel.
Hey, feed the hot hand. You got a stable of backs like the Black Knights do. Feed the hot hand, and right now it's number 12, Elijah Kirkland, moving the chains for the Dogs.
Are the Dogs going to take a timeout the way they're huddling?
No, I think they just had to get Easton Manuel, the injured dog, off the field, and
probably just a cramp. Ball is placed at the 36-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Robbinsville Black Knights with 1:50 remaining in the third quarter of play. Elijah Lambert and into the backfield, Benton Gibby. Samuel Wachacha is out far to the left side, bottom of your screen, and curling back in on a counter with number 24. Benton Gibby picks up a couple of 2 or 3 yards, makes it over to about the 33-yard line. So, yeah, brings up 2nd and 7.
Lucas Burrell, 68, on the tackle for the Dogs.
So Jake sends that pitch out, going to Allison. The Robbinsville Black Knights, with the exception of penalty marker here and there, have been into some good flow, some good momentum. Wachacha again, wide out over to the left side of the line. Dropping back and handing off, looking up for Kirkland. Kirkland gets to the 25, crashes down over to the 21. Call him in the red zone, and first down marker will be moved. Coming for the stop, Lane Hembry.
Kirkland shucking and jiving and dicing up the field. 53 seconds and counting in this third quarter, and the Knights are threatening here as they are on the Bulldog 21-yard line. This could really take the wind out of the Dogs' sails here if they're able to capitalize on that turnover.
Blevins will drop back, hand off just straight up the gut, a dive play with Elijah Kirkland. Good thing about him, last few times, maybe not so many big, bold yards, but he is moving the ball.
So I think the Knights here are, with 15 seconds to go, they're going to take it into the fourth quarter, and so will we. Horn will sound in 10 seconds. 7-6, Black Knights lead, and they are threatening 2nd and 4 on the Bulldogs' 16-yard line when we come back. Fourth quarter on FYNTV.com.
Robbinsville Black Knights have the ball 2nd and 4 from its own 16-yard line, and are they going to call a timeout?
Yeah, they do take a timeout coming out of the break. That's unusual. They only have one timeout left for the whole fourth quarter, and in a 7-6 ball game, that could really come back to bite them. But the Dogs are on their heels here as the Knights are in the red zone threatening.
Just tell you real quickly while we're still on air and not necessarily going to break, Murphy Bulldogs will host Swain County Maroon Devils Thursday night, and then Robbinsville back into some conference action. Regardless, they'll play the Andrews Wildcats. Play them up at the Big Oaks on Thursday evening. And generally those JV football games, depending on the school, could be 7 o'clock kickoff, 6 o'clock kickoff. Here more recently, 6 o'clock is when the JVs like to get things done, and then Blevins is under center. Into the backfield, Kirkland. He'll hand it off to Kirkland, finds some open space, gets and zooms past Trenton Cook. Will get inside the 10-yard line. Good run, Jake, as not really many defenders stacking on that right side of the line, and Kirkland finds a good advance to go.
Yeah, I would keep giving Kirkland the ball. He's picking up positive yardage every play. He made a man miss on the outside, and then nobody was home in that second level as he was able to advance it for a first down to the 8-yard line. And the Knights are very, very close to punching this thing in here.
No, I'm not a Noah Crow or a J.R. Carroll, but first and goal to go, Robbinsville Black Knights. And back, as you say, Elijah Kirkland, just keep feeding the pig, Jake.
Yeah, I think we got a hold there as the flag comes in. And yep,
it is.
That will back the Knights up. This could be a completely different ball game with no penalties if the Black Knights were able to limit their penalties on big plays. I mean, that wasn't a big play, but still backs you up to the 18-yard line? Yeah.
Give or take. But, yeah, big play in the sense that you were threatening to score.
Yeah.
But, hey, gives you more opportunity and widens out the passing lanes. You send Wachacha wide to the left side with Cameron Allison. I'd almost look for a pass. Cameron Allison, your fast man. Of course, Kirkland is right there behind you.
Either that or an end around Allison. They will
watch
roll
it, see. Hurrying the quarterback. He'll not get quite past. Oh, pick off. Number 33, Lane Hembry, picks it off. Now, I don't know that he pulled that in and had control, but if he did, they're going to be right. Murphy Bulldogs going to be right on the 1-yard line.
You can't look for the other ref to make the call. The other ref was not even close.
There's a penalty marker back at the 28-yard line, and
we still don't have a call whether it was called or not.
No, I think what they're trying to discern now is the penalty. So the Bulldogs say, no, decline the penalty. We'll take the ball. I mean, because
we haven't seen them say whether it was a catch or not. Have to wait on that call. Yeah.
So yeah,
okay, there we go.
There you go.
So it's going to move. The ball is going to move back, obviously.
Slide that jewel over to about the 20-yard line. Touchback. 9:01.
Okay, so it was a touchback.
9:01 to the left in this game. Now the Murphy Bulldogs are with the ball. Murphy's trailing by 1.7 to 6 in this game. You can see the score on the screen on our Team FYN Sports screen. I'll tell you a little story in just a few moments about how we broadcast this game. I was going to say Blake Davis because I saw a 3, but that's Anthony Catuto who gets it up the gut, makes some good yards. So I'm a long-time radio broadcaster, like to announce every little movement that's out on the field. And thinking, well, you've got a picture here. You don't necessarily want to do that. But I'll tell you why. Somebody said, no, keep doing it like you're on radio. I'll tell you in a second. Handoff, end around, comes in with Blake Davis. He'll find the hole, get to first down yardage to the 30-yard line. But over at Mountain Barbershop, getting all my hairs cut, and Matt Cook says, hold on now, wait a minute. I'm sometimes working around the house. I'm out deer hunting. And if you keep announcing it that way, I can just kind of put the computer or my phone somewhere else, and I can listen to it like broadcasting. He also said, hey, if you think you need to mic the officials, let me know. We'll try to help you out in buying some microphones for the officials. He'll like to hear that too. Dropping back and handing off.
Big hole.
Big one as getting through it is going to be Dante Barber.
Brandon, while there's a break, they pick up a couple yards there, 4 or 5 yards. Let's take a look at that interception on the defensive play made by the Dogs. Chunks it up, tries to find his man, and it's brought in. He was in the end zone. Looked to me like he might have been on the 1-yard line.
And back there in the corner, you can see where the hold was.
Yep.
7.5 minutes left to go in this game from the 35. Clock is in motion. 7 Robbinsville Black Knights, 6 for the Murphy Bulldogs. Baines under center. He'll drop back, handoff. Blake Davis has some yards to go. Get around a couple of white shirts. Gets first down. He breaks on the right side, 50 down to the 40, and is brought down roughly around the Robbinsville 35. So from the 35 to the 35, about 30 yards of run. We'll see where they exactly place the ball, and I believe it is going to be right on the 36. So 29 yards of good running by the Murphy Bulldogs. Whether you're a Robbinsville Black Knight or a Murphy Bulldog fan, those are the type of plays you want to see break between the 20s.
Definitely, and there's just another case of the Robbinsville defense trying to tackle number 3 high, and he is too big a boy for you to be able to do that. They go up the gut this time with Catuto.
So on the Murphy roster, a couple of cool names I like announcing. Dante Barber, that just screams you're in some sort of sport. And Catuto.
Catuto is Very fun to say.
Second and 7 from the Robbinsville 33. Murphy will shift it up and move Isaiah Hedden and Dante Barber. On the left side, Davis breaks a hole open and gets over to the left side, gets from down over to the 31, so pick up of just a couple, still is short of the first down marker.
On your
by
screen
5.
there, you're seeing how the Dogs got put into this position, trying to get
Look
up shoulder pad level with Blake Davis, and you just can't do that as he moves the ball. What'd you say? That was a 29 yard.
Yeah.
Let's give him 30 on the stat sheet.
What the heck? It was 29 and a half, so we're rounded up. Flag comes flying down as Bain tries to hand off. Looks like they might be doing a jet with Dante Barber, but has to be some procedure against the Murphy Bulldogs. Backs the Bulldogs back up and makes it a 3rd and 10 from the Robbinsville 36. Now we'll say this: you're edging into if you're the Murphy Bulldogs, you've hit that snooze button a little bit on the actual game clock. Down to 5:45 left to go. You can't horse around. You've got to get the ball moving. Bain from shotgun with Davis. Davis finally, instead of running east and west, curls it up and breaks it in. Going to bring up a 4th down. You needed to see some yards if you're a Murphy Bulldog to get this one on down to the 25 because time's going to run out on you.
Huge 3rd down stop there from the Black Knights, and Tyler Edwards is going to talk this one over with the Bulldogs before they run this huge 4th down play. Could be the game on the line here when we come back. Brandon Stevens, Jake West, live on FINTV.com.
Murphy Bulldogs have the ball, and Bain drops back, and whistles go blowing, and timeout is going to be whistled by the Robbinsville Black Knights. Real quickly, we're going to keep it right here, or are we going to
yeah, we'll keep it
bills?
here. Just 1 second before you get in to that. That is Robbinsville's last and 3rd and final timeout. They've taken them all here in the 4th quarter. So that will be interesting to see how that plays out with 5:20 to go and 4th and 11 for the Dogs when we get back to action.
Just reminding folks, JV play, at least for the Murphy Bulldogs and the Robbinsville Black Knights. Swain County for Murphy on Thursday, and going up to the Big Oaks, you can enjoy some more Robbinsville Black Knight JV football. That'll be a Thursday night when they take on the Andrews Wildcats. All the Young Cats, Knights, Bulldogs, and Devils swirling it around on Thursday evening. But just real quick, I was expecting this big deluge of rain coming in Friday night. That was one of the best nights.
Yes, it was.
For football.
No reason to move a football game to Thursday and play in the rain, was there? Over in Silva.
And wherever else you played, dropping back Bain for Murphy.
That's a hold.
Flag.
Doesn't matter if it's complete or not. And it's picked up by Allison.
Oh, Allison will return it, 20, touchback, and
shucking and
30.
jiving.
No.
Still not down.
Hitting him high, and finally we will see number 6, Easton Manuel, pull him out about midfield. The line judge is going to say around the 46-yard line, Murphy territory. And that's huge, Jake, because and regardless of what it is, I'm assuming Bren Millsaps is going to say, hey, guys, tell his captain, say, no, decline that one.
Yeah. It was a hold on the Dogs. But in my head, I was like, oh, no, Allison, you should have batted that down. and then he goes and takes it back across the Bulldog line of scrimmage and actually gets them nearly into where are they down him at? The 46-yard line. So, yeah, the line of scrimmage was the 38. So, good job. 12 extra yards on the interception return that you wouldn't have gotten if you would have just batted it down. Usually on fourth down, you're just thinking bat it down, bat it down, bat it down, but not when you've got Cameron Allison speed.
Right there around you. And that was really good coverage because he was shadowing the man pretty well. Under center is going to be Braylon Bevins for the Robbinsville Black Knights. Kirkland will come through on the left side of the line, pick up 4 yards, get to at least the 50-yard line, so we're going to see at least a 2nd and 6. First down markers at the Murphy 44.
Let's take a quick look at this interception. Bain drops back. You see the flag come in, chunks it up into triple coverage, and Allison comes down with it and makes something happen. Makes a lot of men miss on the return. And that's how we are where we are at.
Wachacha goes wide to the left side of the line. And I want to say Nelms is on the right side. I formation in the backfield with Kirkland and Gibby. Gibby has the ball. He will get up over to roughly the 46-yard line, just a little bit shy of the first down marker at the Murphy 44.
So this is exactly what you wanted to do. You've got a 3rd and 2 coming up, and Edwards burns the timeout here, even though the Black Knights are 2 yards away from picking up the first. 4:04 to go. Timeout, Bulldogs. We'll take a quick break with them, and we'll be right back.
Robbinsville Black Knights at just about midfield at the 46 in Murphy territory. 4:04 left to go in this football game. Robbinsville with a 1-point lead trying to cap it off. There's 46 yards of real estate in front of them. Blevins under center. Drops back and not going to get positive yards. Instead, this is going to be one where the Robbinsville Black Knights, Elijah Kirkland, is going to be down for a loss. And looks like the line judge is saying back to the 43, so a loss of about 2 yards. And another timeout by the Murphy Bulldogs.
Maybe an injury timeout. They may not have to take the timeout.
They take it off the scoreboard anyhow. While we have this few seconds here there's an injured player, so coming up, Kirkland looks like coming up a little bit slow. Swain County Open this week. Andrews at Calhoun Falls, South Carolina at Calhoun Falls Charter. Robbinsville takes on the Tryon Bulldogs, and Murphy will host the Greenville Hurricanes. Hayesville will host the Georgia Force Christian Academy, and Cherokee will host Mount Zion Christian Academy. So a lot of homeschool teams coming into Western North Carolina for the most part.
Let's see, Andrews is on the road, so it won't be homecoming for them, but I know it's homecoming for the Bulldogs. Who else is at home?
Hayesville with Georgia Force, Mount Zion Christian Academy with Cherokee.
4th down and 4. This is the ball game right here. We're pretty close to it. Biggest play of the game so far.
Blevins under center, a set in the backfield. They'll pitch it back and looking for Allison. Allison shifts one way, going to be pursued by the Murphy Bulldogs.
Pick up the first down and more. He's gone. No one
Manuel
is going to touch him. Might force him out. Nope, I think he crosses the plane. No, they say he's forced out at the 5-yard line. What a play by Allison. It was gobbled up to the right. He cuts it back across.
Easton Manuel was the closest guy to get him, but the one good thing here is that for the Robbinsville Black Knights, no little yellow napkins out on the field off that run, but to the end zone door and about to tap into touchdown town from the 6-yard line. 1st and goal to go for the Robbinsville Black Knights with 3:34 left to go. Score here, make it 13, depending on what you do with the point after or a 2-point conversion.
Yeah, you score and get the 2-point conversion, it's game over.
Blevins under center. Kirkland gets inside the 5, and they will twist him and square dance with him down to about the 3, maybe the 2-yard line. Big thing here is for Robbinsville, regardless of whether you score or not,
Drain
burn
that
some
clock.
time
Yep.
off the game clock.
So here's Allison's run. It's a pitch to the right. They've got it stopped in his tracks. He cuts back across the field, hits the left hash up the left sideline, and no one can catch him. Secondary, Blake Davis dives and pops him out of bounds at the 5-yard line.
Generally, a big shift like that, Jake, is that the line can do that, but then you weaken the line quite a bit when you shift back. But that just tells you, one, that Allison has mucho speed. Samuel Wachacha goes wide over the right side, catch the receiver, but it doesn't matter. Trying to go in is and does go in. 24, Benton Gibby breaks the plane, and from 2 yards out with 2 minutes 40 seconds remaining in the 4th and final period of play, Robbinsville Black Knights score.
Benton Gibby, number 24, dives across that goal line. They are bringing the kicking tee out for Wachacha, and Gibby is the holder. Touchdown for Gibby, touchdown for Allison in this one. Those are the 2 scores for the Knights, as we are sitting at currently a 13-6 ball game.
Fire play. Wachacha's going to have to do something with it. He's dropping back there. He passes.
Got his man. If he gets in, it's game over.
They'll step in, and yeah.
No call. No call.
No call.
No call.
One official, one line judge.
No call.
One line judge.
Still no call.
Stop. One line judge lifted his arm, but that doesn't mean it's a touchdown. Let's see, or a 2-point conversion.
I have no idea why this could even be a wonder.
Well, he's still moving.
Yeah,
and it wasn't like the whole team, the whole Murphy team was out there. Usually, that too many players and they will finally just blow it dead. But when there's there's no momentum. But he had forward momentum. He was moving, and
forward progress was not stopped. This should
to me, this should be like
15-6 ball game.
Yeah, you're right. And there's enough time now. If you turn the tables back, all right. There's enough time here. If it's Murphy, you can go score and get a 2-point conversion and tie this game up if there's a kick.
So they do say it is good.
That's going to be that's 9-point ball game for the Robbinsville Black Knights. 2:40 left to go in this ball game, and this could be ball game for the Robbinsville Black Knights.
We'll take a quick break. We'll come back. We'll try to rewatch that, and I don't know what the confusion was. It seemed pretty clear cut to me. The Knights were in the end zone. But take a quick break. We'll be back.
Samuel Wachacha has the ball propped up and ready to kick it away to the Murphy Bulldogs. Blake Davis, but getting under this one is Dante Barber from the 25, turns it back over to the, trying to get to the 30, but is going to be pushed back by, still going actually. This one is Dante Barber.
Blown dead. Plays blown dead.
I was getting ready to say, wait a minute. This is one where he broke out and came back up the field. Hey, while we're sitting here, can we look back in just a second and see what that play was, why there was so much confusion with a 2-point conversion?
I don't know why there was so much confusion with the 2-point conversion, but seems like there was some confusion right there.
Yeah.
as well, whether or not forward progress. We'll look at that one in a second as well. But let's take a look at the two-point conversion. Here it is on your screen. The snap. Gibby's not ready, so it seems like a busted play.
With Chacha.
Chacha finds his man, and then forward progress is never stopped. His man, let's see who that is.
Eli Lambert.
He had a lineman drag him in, or no, number 7 drug him into the end zone.
So now on the 26-yard line, Murphy drops back and rifles this one out, hits his man. There's going to be some, it's a caught ball by Easton Manuel, and I guess they're going to say pass interference.
See on who? Let's wait for the signal. These Zebras want some TV time. I can tell you that. They've huddled up more than either offense has.
We had a pregame meeting, and they signed a contract for that a little bit earlier.
Certain amount of FaceTime.
That's it. 1st and 10 from the 47-yard line. Murphy Bulldogs. Shotgun, Peyton Bain. Whistle blows. Now they say wind the clock, 2:13, and it's in motion. Bain takes the snap, drops back, got to look for his man. They flood the lanes, and this one going way over the head of the receiver.
The receivers, that's like the 3rd time tonight where the receivers have given up on the route.
It almost looked like he was in actually almost pretty good position to almost pick that one off. And
let's take a look at the kickoff really quick in between plays here. So he cuts back across the field. Number 10, Dante Barber, and then I guess they say forward progress was stopped there, and then he breaks free and is never stopped. But
and partially because I guess everybody was looking to see what was going on. He's like, I'm still on my feet running. Peyton Bain across the middle lane, hits his man, gets first down, and the Murphy Bulldogs breathing a little new life with Isaiah Hedden, who got a nice screen pass to the right to the Robbinsville 40-yard line with 2 minutes left to go. We'll call it officially what it is, 1:58 left to go in the 4th quarter.
Spike it, 1:56 to go, 2nd and 10. Bulldogs will slow things down, but a couple of good completions from Bain to his receivers, move them across the field. But nonetheless, even if they score, they've got to get the onside kick, no matter what happens in the 2-point conversion, get the onside kick back and then score again.
So you can't wait. Ordinarily, you'd probably come up and run some sort of draw play, dive, trap, something like that to get you a few yards, then open up the pass and go with it. But Bain, they flood the lanes again. Long bombing pass, looking out over to Brody Betts. Ball is knocked away. Samuel Wachacha had a hand on it, and right behind him or on to the side was Eli Lambert. Those two either pretty good on the receiving end of things, Jake, and now looking at their prowess, their abilities to do things from the defensive secondary. That's a pretty good little bunch to have on your team.
Without a doubt.
3rd and 10 from the 40-yard line in Robbinsville territory. Bain will stay in shotgun with Blake Davis to his left. Flood the lanes again, and now hurry him up. They've got him by the breeches and the shirt and bring him down with a loss of 5 at the 45. And
so the ball was pitched. The ball was pitched, and number 54 has it. Gets up, picks up the first down.
Brody Haynes picks it up, and again, this is one where we've all been clowned a bit.
Bain pitched, just was going down and decided to pitch it. A Mahomes-like play there from Peyton Bain.
This almost takes you back. Oh, go ahead. Here, let's say they'll spike the ball. But this almost takes you back to when the NFL started adopting those rules of like, okay, if I get the ball and then I fall down, there's no one within. I can get up and start running again.
Let's take a look at this last play. Bain looks like he's gobbled up. Instead, pitches it back behind him. No one's there.
So that lateral
actually
makes it legal.
Number 57, 67 had it, and then 54 took it out of the hands of 57.
Bain and shotgun, few on motion, looking like they'd possibly jet. Instead, it's a pass, going to dump this one out and right into almost to the hands. But no, it was Brody Betts who came in knowing he probably wasn't going to get the reception. He just wanted to knock it down and force the next down for the Murphy Bulldogs. 3rd and 10 from the 28. No, this is 3rd and more like 3rd and 12 from the 30.
Should be 3rd and 10. The only thing they ran was a spike.
And they replaced the ball back to the 28, so it's 3rd and 10. Bain and shotgun. Wide to the left side of the line is going to be Dante Barber. Bain looks back, hurried again. Cool as a cucumber, trying to get and see where that is, and a flag is going to fly. Automatic first down if they call what I think they'll call with pass interference against the Robbinsville Black Knights. That will move them down into the red zone at least to the 18-yard line.
They do say pass interference against Robbinsville, so that will be free yardage for the Bulldogs. Just a minute 18 to go, though. They're fighting against the clock and the scoreboard as a whole.
And what you're talking about, again, you've got to know that, okay, score, get a 2-point conversion for the Murphy Bulldogs. That takes you to 14-15. Then you've got to get an onside kick and recover it, and then hustle your butt off.
There's no way that this is where this penalty yardage marked this ball off to. There's no way. There's no penalties in the book that are 8 yards.
Because
especially not a pass interference penalty.
Well, it wasn't one of those situations like where it's
spot holding or something.
Yeah, holding, and you go from the spot of the foul or a personal foul, stuff like that. Anyhow,
what?
Should be and that should be an automatic first down, because when you get a pass interference, regardless of whether that brings you back up to your original line of scrimmage on the start, that will start the chains back over to a first down. So,
and it's not 8 yards.
No, it should be to the 18, 1st and 10.
There we go.
So
instead of 8 yards,
the
15,
ball to the
which
15.
Is correct.
1st and 10 from that point, and before they set the chains, Murphy's in motion with it. Blake Davis to the 10, going to be tripped up. He'll crash to the 9-yard line, tripped up by Eli Lambert, and the clock is moving.
Yeah,
no
Dogs got to
timeouts.
hurry to the line. If you're Robbinsville, you'll take that. Just 5 yards, 4 yards on the play, and the clock is moving. They're going to come to the line and spike it, it looks like. Yep.
Yeah.
57.4 seconds bring up 3rd and, 6 yards from the 10-yard line. Yep, first down marker's at the 4, so let's see if this ball gets spotted in the right place. 57 seconds, 15-6 ball game. Black Knights lead, and like we've mentioned
all right,
a million times, they got to score and get the onside kick.
Here's the way it is. 3rd and 6 from the 10. Bain rolls out to his right, looks, possibly has Brody Betts. He's going to run it himself. He's going to try to get into touchdown town. He's right to the door. One
takes
line
off a lot
judge
of time.
Comes in and says he's getting ready to lift up both hands, but no, it'll be to the 1-yard line. And it'll be 1st and goal situation for the Murphy Bulldogs. They'll spike it with 45 seconds remaining in the ball game.
So probably should have just tried to sneak that one with Bain. He's 6'7" and in the 9th grade. Probably should have tried to sneak that one with your quarterback, but they spike it instead with 45 seconds to stop the clock. I don't think anybody would have been ready for Bain to keep that one and go just walk straight up the gut. But
well, I'll tell you what, if that kid hits the weights a little bit, eats right, works out, he'll be a hoss a little bit later. Bain going to drive, and he'll get on into the end zone, into touchdown town with 3 seconds clicking off the clock. 42.1 seconds remain. It is now 15-12. Robbinsville still leading the Murphy Bulldogs.
So that could be, yes, you've tightened it up, but you've got to, it doesn't really matter what happens here because you don't have a kicker. You're not going to be able to get in the field goal range. So you're going to have to score a touchdown. This play is all for nothing, basically.
They can't go and pull on Jerry Bowie.
Yeah.
Isn't he just a 9th grader? Pass to the right side through the hands of number 11, Brody Betts. So we'll go to the 42-second mark. Left to go in this football game. 15 Robbinsville, 12 for the Murphy Bulldogs. Back in just a few moments here on Team FYN Sports. Murphy Bulldogs, you know they're probably going to try to do, onside kick.
Ball's loose.
Murphy has it. They touch it and get over to Caden Curtis. Wow. We were just talking about now. Jake, what's the probability generally?
You can't advance the onside kick, so the ball will come back to the 44-yard line of the Black Knights.
Wow.
But that I was not expecting them to jump on top of that one. I mean, everybody and their brother knew the onside kick was coming. I thought that would be last touchdown would be all for naught, but here we are.
Cameron Clem of the Murphy Bulldogs, his mother made some cowbells. You can hear some of them now with the Murphy Bulldogs. Peyton Bain for the Murphy Bulldogs in shotgun. 40.7 seconds remaining in this football game. Flag goes flying in the Robbinsville backfield. I see 5, 9. There are too many people on the field for the Robbinsville Black Knights. Is that what it is?
Yeah, there goes one off the field now. The big MO is on the dog sides, but if you're the Knights, you know you've got to drain 40 seconds because the dogs have no timeouts.
So going from the 47 to the 42, 1st and 5. Bain back in shotgun. Blake Davis is to his left, 2 receivers to his right. Flooding the lanes again and cross the middle of the lane. Intercepted! It'll going to be Brody Betts, and all you have to do is just stop where you are because
that's ball game.
Once they get things reset, you might have to take one snap here.
Yep, knee
it, and then come back and do one more snap, and that is the ball game, and the Robbinsville Black Knights will win this ball game.
What a football game. What a stand from the Black Knights. You know, the wind's taken out of your sails after Murphy recovers the onside kick, and then you just stay composed. That's one of the things head coach Ren Millsaps talked about when we did our pregame interview with him. You know, the composure of his team and being able to stay in games when they're dogfights like this or when they're blowouts like they've had earlier the year. It all comes down to the leadership of the kids on this Black Knight football team, and the Knights kneel it. 25 seconds.
They don't even have to come back out and play it. Do another play.
25 seconds, and the play clock's at 30. So we are officially final here at David Gentry Field. 15-12. Black Knights come to Murphy and are heading back to Graham County with a 3-point victory. This was a good football game for both teams. I mean, it had it all: onside kick recovery, interceptions. A lot of referee huddles when we didn't know what was going on.
Good play, I think. One on the Murphy Bulldog side of things. We'll do them first. I think that you see Blake Davis and you see also Catuto. Those are they're going to make really good Murphy Bulldog football players as they grow up. But on the other side of things, man, you can't stop the speed of Cameron Allison and Benton Gibby. But now in from here time to time, I like the outside play. And either it's defense or wide receiving, Samuel Wachacha and Eli Lambert. Kirkland jumps into the backfield and does some things well, but all those guys across the middle of the line, Buck Beasley, Rylan Orr, Brian Hernandez, Landon Eddings, Brody Jones, naming just several that are on that Robbinsville front line. They did a great job to, open up the hole, get their runner. Typically it was Allison going through, or give your guy protection in the backfield. Now, that was another thing that Murphy did quite well. I think you heard me at least one time say, Peyton Bain has enough time in the backfield to drink a pot of coffee before he got the pass thrown off.
Yeah.
And, I mean, he did. And one, I like his composure. He can see the field. He's, 6'3". He's one of the tallest Bulldogs in the lot. But, yeah, big time. Hey, just to mention, both these teams were undefeated. Robbinsville will remain undefeated. We'll play Andrews this coming Thursday night. So for the Murphy Bulldogs, 3-1, they'll take on Swain County this coming Thursday night. So good luck to the both of them. And thank you much for giving us one heck of a football game this evening, Jake.
Yeah, very good football game. Thanks to Murphy High School and the athletic department for letting us broadcast this game. 15-12 is the final here at David Gentry Field. Like I said, tune into the Team FLN Sports Facebook for Tryon versus Robbinsville game link, broadcast link for free. For Brandon Stevens, this is Jake West. Have a good night.